This is not going to be a review per se, just something to watch while you eat your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, or when you hit the bathroom to what's your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whew. My daughter is 14, an incredible artist, and somehow already has a better PC than most adults. So like any responsible parent, I looked at her perfectly working setup and thought, yeah, we can definitely justify upgrading this. Currently, it's way more hardcore gamer than artiste chic. Plus, it's a furnace in there for really dumb reasons, but more on that later. Today, we're moving her system out of this, the Phanteks N2 Evolve M-ATX. I personally love this case. It's all brushed aluminium and glass with almost no plastic, but it's not very teen girl, is it? So it's all going into something a little bit more aesthetic influencer energy, and surprisingly, hella affordable. And this is the Antec CX500M in white. But here's what she's currently running. A Gigabyte B550M Pro motherboard, 32 gigabytes of Corsair Dominator DDR4 at 3200 megatransfers at CL16, an XFX RX 6700XT, the Swift model, and the humble AMD stock Wraith cooler on an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X. Yes, I know, gross. Basically like putting flip-flops on a Ferrari and saying, it'll be fine. And to be fair, it has been fine. If you define fine as occasionally sounding like a small drone every time she moves the mouse. And that's where our next upgrade comes in. This is the absolute unit that inspired this upgrade. The Thermalright Aqua Elite 360 AIO. Also in white, because nothing says I love you like dramatically overcooling your child's CPU. This was kindly sent over to us by the legends at Rebel Gaming for us to check out. Thanks, my dudes. My daughter does a ton of digital art, heavy brushes, layered projects, multitasking, and that 5800X deserves better cooling. And our last upgrade, we're swapping from the XFX Swift 6700XT to the super awesome Gigabyte 9060xt Gaming OC 16 gig Ice Edition in white. I swear, I'd better be getting some brownie points for this. The super duper important part, she said she wanted her PC to look nice, which is teenage code for if it's not white and glowing, I will emotionally distance myself from it, you, and all of society. So here we are. This is the first all-white build I've ever done. I normally do builds that are how I like my men. Yeah, boy. Let's talk about the Antec CX500M. This case is honestly quite a vibe. Got that panoramic glass fish tank thing going on, tempered glass, front and side panel, clean white interior, plenty of room for cable management, pretty damn cheap at around $55 or 1,000 Rand for my SA homies, and importantly, support for a 360mm AIO. The build quality is surprisingly solid for the price. Some of the panels are a little bit flimsy, but for the price, just don't drop kick it. Visually, in true Antec fashion, this thing, it punches above its weight. Oh, and you get a bunch of ARGB fans included, 2 120mm reverse blades on the side, and one at the rear as exhaust. Time to migrate everything. And if you've ever done a case swap, this is the part where you lose at least one screw, probably cut your hands up a few times and mutter words like Boulder Dash. Step 1, remove everything from the old case, which is always fun because you discover dust in places you didn't know existed and maybe how gross teenagers can be. Not my angel though. No, she's perfect.
You sure about that?
Step 2, install the motherboard into the CX500M. Now, I'm acutely aware that this motherboard is not a white motherboard, so it's not really an all-white case. You don't have to...
Well, actually...
Technically speaking...
In the comments. Okay, thanks. Our power supply, 750 watt Superflower. It is also not in the color scheme of this case, so...
But, all I'm saying...
Next thing, our second big upgrade, the Thermalright Aqua Elite 360 AIO, which is the V3 version, which I guess is a good thing if they made a part 3. This is going to tame that toasty 5800X. Ooh, schmancy. Triple fans that max out at 1500 RPM. So I'm expecting some quiet operation. The pump ramps up to about 3300 RPM to help keep that fluid flowing under loads. It's got a nice big copper cold plate, clean white finish, and a minimalist pump design, which is kind of rad. It supports all AMD and Intel modern socket types, so you've got nothing to worry about there. And it has enough RGB for all her teenage moods. Well, that's pretty nifty. It comes with a little PWM hub, but yeah, it's kind of cool. AMD's got it right when it comes to their socket type, where AM4 and AM5 use the same hardware pretty much. Whereas Intel, there is just so much in here. There's bags and bags and bags. LGA 1200, LGA 1150Y. It's just, it goes on and on. Intel, learn something from this. This is so much easier and costs us less in the end because this all costs money to make. I'm actually going to try for the first time, and I've installed quite a few modern Thermalright coolers. I'm going to try this TF7 for the first time and see how it goes. Installation of Thermalright's modern coolers, shockingly painless. Guys, I got to show you something really cool. You know how most RGB connectors are utter crap? These, when you click them together, you can feel there's a bump. It connects, and they connect properly. There's no just, oh man, this is so nice. Most of the time, RGB connectors are utter sh**. And well done, Thermalright. Radiator fitment in the CX500M, perfect. I don't see many of you running into any issues with compatibility with this one, but as always, do your research before you buy. There we go, law. Next thing, let's pop in our RAM. Visually, this AIO is the sweet cherry on top. Let me get back to the cable management because so normally I would use cable ties to try and manage all of this. I have a bunch of these that came with, so I'm going to try use these instead. All right, cable management is done. Oh, we have a straggler, hang on. Get back in there. Cable management is now done. And surprisingly easy to work in. Like before, it was a nice PC. It did the job. But it wasn't, I'm a 14-year-old artiste. And now I like it a lot. I don't even mind the black and white theme going here with the break of the red RAM. Kind of looks sweet, I dig it. And performance-wise, this is where it matters. That stock cooler was definitely not able to handle the 5800X. And yes, I know it wasn't designed to, but it was a temporary solution until I made this video. But now, with this Thermalright Aqua Elite, we're expecting way lower temps and no more jet engine during brush strokes, which means she can focus on her art instead of wondering if her PC is about to fly off her desk and into the nether. So a big shout out to Rebel Gaming for hooking us up with this magnificent cooler by Thermalright. Genuinely a perfect match for the system. I've left a link for my South African Mensa down below. And now this beauty. The Gigabyte Radeon 9060xt Gaming OC Edition. I recently did a review of this card. Well, not this one, but the dark gray. Hang on, I'll get it quickly. I still have it, I've got to send it back tomorrow. Exact same card, just a different color. I gotta say, the white one is just
Great success.
This GPU is a very cool upgrade from her previous 6700 XT in all the ways. More VRAM, much better ray tracing, FSR4 support, and way more powerful. Around 30% more in fact, whilst pulling way less power from the wall. So let's get nya into nya. And we have only one thing left to do, and that is, where should I run this cable? Oh, there's a little basement thing over here. Wait, I'm being dumb. I did not even see that. Look how cool. Yoink. And what's cool about this little GPU, whilst being pretty damn powerful, it also only uses one PCI Express. And she's done almost, and you just close her up. And here it is, white on white. We won't talk about the rest. Clean lines, glass panels, RGBTQ glow. Well, we don't know yet. Drum roll, please. No RGB. Let's wait. Oh yeah, this is no longer just a PC. This is a workspace, an art station, dare I say, a glow up.
AIOto, don't be weak.
Oh my god.
The CX500M, it's not trying too hard, but it absolutely delivers that modern aesthetic at a crazy, oh we booted, nice, at a really crazy good price. One thing I don't like about the case though, there are no PWM fans that come with it. They are either on or off. There is zero control. I'll probably swap them out with some other Antec fans because whilst they're not super loud, you can hear them. And I'm so anal about stupid shit like that. Airflow, decent. Not the most aggressive airflow case ever, but definitely not a hot box either. The Thermalright Aqua Elite version 3 is not only easy to install, there is a bit of cable management you need to do, but it looks great. And it's only around 1,000 Rand or $55 for my US homies. That's insane for a 360mm cooler. And the Gigabyte 9060xt gaming OC, it's just the perfect finish to this upgrade. Great performance, runs dead quiet, even under load. Will run all her games just fine. So we've seen a massive improvement in our Cinebench score. The CPU is boosting way higher, pushing 122 to 130 watts into it and getting a score of 15,469. Nice. In 3D Mark, just pure raster, we got a massive upgrade as well from 12,331 to 15,672. That's a nice uplift. And the computer looks way cooler as well. Am I upgrading her PC? Or just living vicariously through it? Hope you guys enjoyed this video, a little bit of a fun one. Thank you again to Rebel Gaming for sending over the Thermalright Aqua Elite. This thing is awesome, and so are you guys. And thank you to our friends over at Gigabyte for being so super supportive of the channel and for hooking us up with the 9060xt Gaming OC Ice Edition. Couldn't have asked for a better GPU to complement this build for an aspiring artist. As always, stay lekker. I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, thanks, bye.